light. In the book of Genesis, it was one of the first things that God created. Man's been trying to replicate the feat ever since. From the discovery of fire, to Swan's incandescent electrical bulb, to Edison's improvement of the electrical bulb, to modern day things like compact fluorescent and even LED bulbs. Fluorescent lighting came into its own during World War II, when factories running round the clock needed affordable lighting in order to support the war effort. The fluorescent tubes that were used in that day have now given away to LED tubes, but you can still find the old fixtures out there, and sometimes you'll want to convert those from an old fluorescent tube to an LED. You can do it, it just might take a little bit of electrical work. Now, fluorescent lighting systems are regulated by a device called a ballast. Without getting too technical on it, it basically regulates the current that is going through the bulb to make sure that it doesn't burn out prematurely. Now, you can go out and buy LED bulbs that actually will run on a ballast system, but other types of bulbs may not, in which case you'd have to actually go through and cut them out. This is a pretty simple process, and I'm going to walk you through it next. So when you open up the back panel, you'll find a set of wires running through to the ballast and to the other end of the lamp. With these particular bulbs that I bought, there's only power coming in at one end of the lamp, so you'll want to go ahead and cut this at the end where your power source is, and then strip the wires. Keep in mind, this will not work on a shunted lamp holder, which is used with instant start ballasts. If you don't know what any of that means, stop, double check, make sure you're doing this right. Take those wires that you just stripped and go ahead and put a wire nut on it, connecting them together. And now you can just go ahead and cut the ballast out altogether. Your lamp has the ballast actually bolted in. Just go ahead and tuck the wires up out of the way. You don't have to remove it, but once you've taken out the ballast on there, or taken it out of the electrical loop, you should be able to go ahead and put this cover back in there. Now you can go ahead and put your new tubes in. One thing to keep in mind there is, again, because the power is only at one end of it, make sure that the powered end is the one that is in the powered end of the fixture. Also, just make sure that your lights are right side up. If you look at this, you can see printing on mine. That actually means that I have them upside down to begin with. I do catch that before I fired it up though, so. And if you purchased one that does take out the ballast on it, they're usually going to come with a sticker that you can put in there that notifies anybody who comes behind you that this is retrofitted and to not try to put the fluorescent tubes back in. It's helpful just in case somebody else takes it later. And now we just go ahead, as you can see, I'm fixing which direction my lights are pointing. And at this point, plug this sucker in and let there be light.